Hey guys, what's up? Beast Toys here, coming at you. Gonna do an opening of a Storm Shadow Super 7 Ultimates version 2, the Joe version. Got this off of Big Bad Toy Store the first time he went on sale, so I've honestly been sitting on this for a while, and so figured, been sitting here, been kind of trying to clean this area up. Got a lot of stuff I've been wanting to open and check out. So lo and behold, he's been sitting there, and I'm like, you know what, I need to open him up and put him with the rest of my Super 7s. So actually my Super 7s are yeah, behind that his tank and those little totes. I got two several quart, 8 quarts or 8 quart size totes full of Super 7 Ultimates. He'll go in there with them until I can find a place to display him. So that being said, let's check him out. So it comes with a lot of accessories here, lots of hands, as you can tell. Got the nunchucks, swords, of course. And then the cool part about these, I like their little file card in the greenish cartoon look. Here you get some things here. You know, you never really, I recall, saw him in the cartoon. I don't remember. I mean, it would have been in the Deke series and the second series, obviously. I don't remember. I feel like it was the other look, or maybe the hooded look. Yeah, that's what this is. Anyway, so you get some of that, and but now we got him. The box is cool. Comes supposed to look like him. But the crazy part is, now that I'm looking at it, isn't this the Joe version? Got Cobra on the side. Cobra Ninja, and it says it on the front, actually. I guess I never noticed that. Crazy. I would have considered this to be the Joe version. Of course, it doesn't, the difference is it doesn't have the hood, obviously. I get that. But, yeah, I'm looking, I don't see the Cobra logo on him. So, bottom part, back part, comes with bow and some arrows. Good sized ones. Small knife. Small blade. We'll just call it a blade. Throwing stars. I didn't notice that earlier. Couldn't see. Can't see all that in there. Hands. Like I said, you get 4, well, technically 5 sets of hands. So, again, a bit to a lot going on. Not, one thing I will say is not as much as what I thought you probably would have got out of this. So that's, yeah, personally would have thought maybe we'd have had some more. Okay, be careful pulling these nunchucks out. I can tell you right now, you're gonna have to cut the tape really well. Don't try to pull them out. I think, and I'm going to be honest, I think I did this on my original Storm Shadow Super 7 a year or two ago whenever I got them. It's been a little while, and I think I remember I messed that up. There's a little round metal piece. A lot of necklaces, cheap necklaces, have that little metal piece, and it goes on the end. You will definitely want to not pull on that hard. Because now, I was thinking about it, as soon as I started messing with that, just now I'm like, I think I messed mine up, or my original one up. And I fixed it with a pair of pliers, a little tiny pair of pliers and such. And there goes 2 of my throwing stars. And I'd only see 1. Oh no, there they are. Never fails. Always dropping stuff. Always. That comes with my old age, or older age. I'm getting older, and every time I turn around, I feel like things are just not going my way. Or that I used to be able to handle things a little bit better. Maybe that's it. Alright, hold your hand over that, popping those out. You can pop them out gently, and they'll come out. Otherwise, they'll shoot out, like those tried to. And let's get this Very much similar to the original one. And we're going to try to pop these hands out. None of them really want to pop out very easily. That set came out okay. And come on, let's get all these out. You got a set of karate. Okay, so what we got? We got a set of karate chop hands. We got a set of throwing star hands. We got a set of fists. We got a set of sword hands, which is probably what I'll put on. Actually, I know that's what I'll put on. I like to put the weapon. I like to put the weapons on myself. Yeah, and I do like the color of the box. I just don't know why they've labeled it as a Cobra Ninja. I'm pretty sure this is the Joe version. It's the one I used to have, except he had the hood. Like I said, I had the hood. So, but I definitely like the box. It's a nice touch. You know, you're not seeing as much of these anymore. I think Super 7 is about, I'm not so sure they haven't about abandoned the Ultimates line. I think the only thing they're really looking at is the checking his knee joints and his feet joints and all that. I'll change that all here in a second. I think they're really just looking at the O-ring line. So again, these are a 7-inch figure. Here's a G.I. Joe bat in comparison, and a recent bat. I did a video on him last week, so that's up if you want to check him out. But there's your classified comparison to a Super 7 size wise. Obviously a bit different. So what you have here is your bow case. I'm looking, I believe, and doesn't necessarily want to go in there. Maybe I can't put it. Maybe it's only for the arrows. Guess it's just for the arrows. No, not finding any other way to get these in there. And this one's not really wanting to go in. It's weird. Well, I say it's weird. Not really. I think one of the trick is maybe you have to put them in this certain angle. With the flatter side of the tip down. But the other thing would be, yeah, I don't know. I can't believe that's not wanting to go in there very good. There we go. It's not great, but it went. Just be careful. Okay, so be careful putting them in. You're not going to get everything in. He's not going to be able to hold everything. You can put your 2 katanas. I believe that's what you would say. Your 2 katanas in there. So he holds this part here. Now he's got the small blade. It's weird. It looks broke, but I believe that's how it's supposed to come. Looks like cut off or broke. Maybe they must have started. I don't know. Maybe handle's different. I was starting to say maybe they made these and just cut them short on purpose, but you can tell the handle's definitely shorter. Sorry, I'm gonna scoot that up. So you got the bow. Bowstring's good and tight though, although you're not really shooting a bow and arrow, but it is for a toy. It's good and tight. I'd say that. Here's the nunchucks. Again, you gotta be careful not to pull those off too hard. And the throwing stars, that's the trick. These are gonna keep those. I'm gonna have to put those all in a baggie. So, fist. Don't really want the fists. And the thing about it, I hate changing hands on these. I'm going to be honest, because there's a... wow. Just shot out both of my katanas. Trying to pull that wrist off. So, I'm going to take those out. Set those down. Oof. Throwing star. Yeah, the throwing star hand is always nice. Pretty cool. I may put the throwing star hand on this one, this side, and we'll put the sword on the other. I just feel like changing the hands on these. Yeah, see, like this is already loose. That's what I hate about these Ultimates. That's one thing I've noticed I don't like. You try to put the spare hands on, and they don't feel like they want to go in very good and tight. This one does not. I'm tinkering with it here and trying to push it in, see if maybe I just don't have it in good. And I mean, it looks like it's in, but it's, I don't know. So when you pull these off, they're rigid. I don't know if you can tell in the video. They're rigid around the knob part here, and as it's, I don't know, it's too small to tell, but this one, once I pulled it, the rigidness, so there goes my light behind you for some reason. I don't know why that went off. Let's see if I can fix that. Weird. Anyway, it's that rigidness comes off as you pull these off. It wears off. Again, I'm not a huge fan of this part, and they don't come off easy, but once you go to put them on. So now, well, this one's okay. It's not terrible. It's not great though either. Not as good as those were. See, and that just popped out super easy. That's my problem with these Ultimates. The hands and stuff don't. Either that or I'm just not pushing them in far enough. I don't know. I noticed before I've had issues in the past, but the hands are super, super loose. And I mean, it's just, it bends and it snaps right out. Luckily it didn't break out, but it snaps out. So that's the downside. I mean, these things aren't perfect. I feel like they're cheaply made. I've said that before. I haven't done an Ultimates video in a while. I'll mention that. I'm trying to push in and get it in there a little stiffer. The problem is you really gotta push and wiggle and work it in there. And maybe I got that one better. All right, I think I somewhat have them. They're not great. So you really got to push and work them down. Very big downside. Now, throwing star does hold nicely once I get it in there. And, well, I say that, and as soon as I turn this hand, it's kind of come loose. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to pull that one out. We're going to go back with another sword hand, and see if we can hold, if it'll get in there and hold in there tight. That's the problem. Again, guys, it's not very good. It came out pretty rough. I'm going to have to hold it down here and push in. I've got to have some oomph behind my push. That one snapped, but again, I don't feel like it's in great. Well, it is what it is. So, I mean, essentially, I can put these in here. These don't come out as easily as the classified hands do, by the way. Like, you can't pry them very well. So yeah, like I got these here. And put these katanas back in this holster, or sheath. But this piece on the back's very loose. So yeah, a lot of faults on this piece in general. This is loose. Things break easy. I've broke a couple of pieces already on my some of my other ones. So yeah, I feel bad. I like the looks in general of these things, but yeah, I just cannot believe how crappy this part is, and why you would send him with the fist, I don't know. So anyway, here he is, kind of kitted up, so to speak. I mean, in general, the looks of him, cool. I like the cartoon look. I'm glad they've done this line. I'm glad Super 7 has. It's really neat, something I enjoy collecting. But on the flip side, Super 7 cuts a lot of corners. People complain and kind of bitch and moan about classified and some of their gummy pieces and stuff like that, which I understand and I get that. But at the same time, Super 7 does the same thing they do, and I don't know, just doesn't quite work. very well. So I took this finger, you can kind of nick that, tuck it in between the fingertips, or the fingers, the part in the fingers, and then there you go. So I do have a somewhat place to hold these two of my 3 throwing stars. And then this part, I don't know, not sure what these hands are supposed to signify. You can kind of hold the bow with this one hand like that. So you would use that. I'm sorry, I don't want to pull the hands on and off. Like I said, the real problem is you're wearing those out, and the round, rigid round parts that go around these on the knob, every time you pull them off, at least I've noticed, every one I've had and I've noticed, it's just, they wear away super fast. So you want to be careful about chain. That's one of my bigger complaints, is just, again, the cheap made, but you want to be careful putting those on and off. So just saying. I don't know if he still is. He was available on the sale. They had him on, Big Bad had him on sale. I think $27.50, which is what I paid for him. And if you're one that's gotten multiple pieces, then it's better to order a few extra things and pay only the $4 shipping. So anyway, that's pretty much it. That's all I got for him. One thing I'll say, and you can't see it, there's no way I could show it because it blends in. There are tiny pieces of what I was talking about with these hands, the rigid parts, that have kind of come off the hand already and are on my tray here. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see it. I could hold the camera direct, unless I put it directly an inch above it. They're just tiny flesh-colored pieces from the ridges, and there's one right there. But yeah, that's the problem, just a big problem. So unfortunately, I hate it. Don't ever buy these full price. Just don't do it. You're going to get these on sale. The O-ring figures, realistically, you can pay less than what you're paying for a brand new O-ring to get some of these nowadays, and that's pretty much what they're worth, unfortunately. And that's why I say that, because like the hand thing, stuff like that, you can't have that. It's just not good. It's not good for the toy itself. It's not good for the person that's putting it together and taking the hands on and off, and then after a while, they're not going to stay on. You're pretty much stuck where you would have to glue them on, and they're going to stay in one place. So anyway, there you go. There's my honest review. I haven't had a figure that's kind of really, to me, had this many pieces that are kind of messed up, or issues in general, I guess. I guess I say that. I'm mainly just complaining about the hands, which is a legitimate complaint. So however they did them, all I can say is they didn't do them like the classified. But at any rate, he is a good looking figure in the grand scheme of things. Again, I like the looks of him, and he is pretty cool nonetheless. However, you've just got to be careful with the trading of the hands as you go. So, all right, well, that's all I got for you. So, guys, give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching. If you stuck through it, thanks for listening to me complain and talk about it. But, hey, hopefully that helps you out down the road if you want to buy pieces from the Super 7 Ultimates line, at least on the Joe side of things. I have a handful of Transformers, but I've never opened them personally. I've kept them in the box, so I don't know how flimsy and rough shape they are as far as some of that goes as well. But at any rate, I can tell you about Joe's, and I can tell you this is a very normal thing, and other pieces break fairly easy too. I've broken a few, to say the least. So anyway, again, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you want to get notifications of my videos, and as always, with Super 7 Ultimate Storm Shadow version 2, thanks for watching. I'm Beast from Beast Toys. We'll see you.